Hey everybody, welcome to McKellar Motivational Monday, right here on the Danicam. My name is Danica McKellar. I'm an actress, math book author, Periscope lover, homeschooling mom, health nut, yoga doer, hey Carrie, meditator, you name it. Every Monday we do McKellar Motivational Monday. We talk about some topic that helps us all to have a better week, to be more productive, more motivated, all the rest of it. So in a moment, I'll be inviting our Facebook friends to join, but for about 30 seconds, I would love to do shout outs to anybody who decides to share. You just click on the number of, it's right next to the number of viewers here, the three dots. Yes, thank you, Blue Line Editing. Thank you, Sunkissed, Gator Dave. Oh, hey, Dylan. He was in my movie that I just shot. Bobby, Sophia, Vanessa, Alan, Spiritual Badass, Worship Rocks, Sherry Anderson. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. Thank you, Jonathan, Ray of Light, Old Mantras, Parush. Wayne Arnold, yes. Jason Hurry, he's awesome. Thank you, everyone. And welcome, BGCN and Mizzy. Thank you, Carrie and Ray of Light, for sharing. All right, so welcome, Trevor. I'm going to go live here on Facebook as well in just a couple of seconds. Hey, everybody. Oops, Facebook is having a technical problem. Welcome to McKellar Motivational Monday. I think there was a glitch there, but hopefully you guys are back. Facebook. So we are here to today talk about doing big things, having a big project, a big aspiration that's in your mind, something either that you've been assigned to do or something that you want to do, something that's just big and maybe kind of daunting, something that you might feel a little overwhelmed by, and you need some motivation for. Thank you, Styles and D. Perry. Do big things, Archon mounts, and one of the big things that I do is McKellar Motivational Monday, hands-free, because yes, I'm using an Archon's mount, the dual broadcaster. It's very useful, and thank you, Archon, for saying that to me. Yes, Kalu, I am Danica, and I played Winnie Cooper when I was a kid, and we just had the, 29th anniversary of the pilot airing. It was January 31st, 1988, right after the Super Bowl, in fact. Speaking of Super Bowl, okay, that was the craziest Super Bowl ever. I'm not a big sports person, but even I have to admit that was a pretty amazing Super Bowl. Not that I watched most of the game, because I will admit I was actually working quite a bit on my book, on my big project that I'm now facing. So let's talk about big projects. Big things that you guys want to tackle. Tell me what it is that you are trying to, yes, the Patriots got something big done. Yes, they did, Dylan. Dylan played my son in the movie that we just shot in Vancouver called Campfire Kiss. It is going to be on the Hallmark Channel, we think, March 18th. We're still waiting to find out the exact date. Focus on the small tasks, and you'll hit the goal when you least expect it, Catherine. That is great advice. One of my favorite quotes when it comes to doing big things, losing weight. 3 speaking engagements in 3 weeks. Right on, Archon. Well, you can recycle some of that material, right, for the talks. Experimental theater production. That's cool. Thank you. Any other big projects? So, Brady did big things. Yes, he did. Thank you so much, Jimmy. One of my favorite quotes when it comes to doing big projects is, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." This idea that decluttering, improving singing voice, learning guitar, Worship Rocks, that is fantastic, because all of those things can begin with a single step. All of those things are big, long-term goals that you do a little bit at a time. You're still recovering from your last big project, Patilo? That is a great note as well. We must give ourselves chances to rest in between. Give ourselves a chance to take a breath, recharge, make sure we're taking care of ourselves, our bodies, and ring light? That sounds great, Archon. That's what they use in really high-end photo shoots. These big ring lights. They're very helpful. That'd be helpful today because I'm getting the sun coming in at a weird angle. Get back to exercising. That's a great one. Lois, I think, right? Life is like a box of chocolates. In recovery, taking it one day at a time, Carolina. Well, that is another version. That's another thing you actually can do one step at a time. Taking one step at a time. Forward direction. And that's really the point. The point is forward direction. And if you need to break it down into small, bite-sized chunks, that's a great idea. Myself, I'm about to start my next book. Well, I've kind of started it. This one is Multiplication and Division. So I wrote the addition subtraction book already. I turned it in months ago. This process, it takes forever with these children's books. It's not going to come out until like mid 2018, and I turned it in like almost a year ago. And this one that I'll be turning in this summer, the Multiplication Division book, doesn't come out until 2019. That sounds forever away. It's a really, they're big projects, and they take a lot of time. So launching 14 new websites, that's crazy. Yeah, so, and you want chocolate teeth? I don't blame you. I often want chocolate. Somebody just was talking about losing 60 pounds. These are all great goals. And one of the most important things is having patience with yourself. So for me, writing this book, I'm just starting to write an outline kind of for it, starting to write little bits of chapters here and there, and just not having to know exactly how it's all going to go at once, because that's discouraging. If you try to know everything all at once, and since we don't, then that can be very discouraging. Being patient with yourself is a key to getting big things done, because they don't happen overnight. Thank you, Vincent. It's a lot to do. So you started a renewable energy business. That's fantastic, Steve. Write a book, Jessica, on motivation? Maybe someday. For now, this is what I have time for, for motivation. Aw, thank you, Jimmy. So sweet. Sean, Goodnight Numbers comes out March 7th. So I did a scope last week where I signed 2,600 copies. Actually, it was 2,624 copies. I wasn't counting along the way, but I know because of the boxes that we did. So yeah, that was a big project too, but that was only like one day, so I'm not sure if you really consider that a big project. Having patience with yourself. Making realistic, short goals each day. I had a great teacher in the 9th grade. I've probably told this story before, but she used to say, she was my history teacher, 9th or 10th grade. Might have been 10th grade. She used to say, if you have 50 things you have to do in a week, it's overwhelming, right? You can make a list. You can say, like, I'm talking Monday through Friday. I can do these 10 things today. I can do these 10 things. And then the next day, you do 10 more things. Break it up into little pieces. Give yourselves little reasonable goals that you can attain. And breathe and trust. Because the universe has a way of working things out. We will come across obstacles. They will happen. I talked about that last week. And when the obstacles happen, know that that is a part of it. And get curious. I wonder what this is trying to teach me right now. For example, today, I was going to go skiing with my son. I had a whole plan to go skiing. Well, as it turns out, because I'm a producer on this Hallmark movie too, I got a new cut of the movie this morning. Actually, it came in late last night, that I had to give notes on. Well, I had canceled the trip over the weekend anyway because it's pouring rain in Big Bear. At least that was the forecast. It's been raining here in Los Angeles. And I was like, what? It's raining, and I looked at the forecast. It was only raining on Monday and Tuesday. The 2 days I was going to be skiing with Draco and Big Bear. And I was like, and then I remembered, okay, obstacle, just, what is this? Let's get curious. I have a feeling because it was sunny the rest of the time, and of course, none of the rest of this week could I go. I thought, this is a sign. And turns out, late last night, the email came in. Here's this edit. You have to give the comments so we can get it back to Hallmark and get this thing going. And I was like, oh my gosh. If my trip if I hadn't had to cancel the trip because of the rain, I would be so stressed out right now. So just know that things are going to happen. I know, Archon, that's very cute. Thank you for the skiing and snowboarding. Yes, Lois, I shouted out to you. I will shout out to you again. Hi. You lost your job after 14 years, Tim? That is when you get curious and start looking around. What is this supposed to be teaching me? And maybe this is time for you to start whatever that big project is that you've been thinking about that you didn't have time to do before. Maybe the universe is giving you time to do this. Oftentimes we complain when we're too busy, and we complain when we're not busy enough. Well, there's always going to be a time and a place for everything. So if there is something that you wanted to do that you're usually too busy for and you get fired, maybe if you've saved enough money and you can hang out for a minute, maybe this is time for you to pursue that thing. Maybe that's going to lead to the next job. Hello, Peru. So there's a lot of things that the universe, I call it the universe. Some people call it God or energy or whatever. Yes, Pat or Patilo. Yes, we had a lot of snow in Vancouver right before we shot our movie. Thank you, guys. Yes, Sarah, there are all sorts of obstacles. Life has many, many eras for each of us. They say the average person has 4 careers, 4 different careers in their life, so keep that in mind too. Breaking things into doable chunks. Yes, compassionate. Tony. Oh, Trenton, that's very sweet. I love us all being able to come together and share our ideas. This helps me as much as it helps you guys. I'm telling you, it's good for any of us to just... Wait, Tony, you just wrote that on both. How did you do that? How did you write the same comment? That's really ambitious. Thank you, Tony, for sharing your thought with both people. Today's a snow day. Oh my goodness, Dylan. Well, enjoy that. Thanks, Jens. Brainstorming going on. That's good. What do I do when I stress out, Christopher? That's a really good question. Meditation helps me a lot. Music helps me, depending on the way in which I'm stressed. If I'm stressed because there's just too much going on, meditation is great. It's centering. My mom teaches meditation. She teaches meditation. She does a scope every Tuesday called Intentional Tuesdays, where she often talks about that. I wouldn't run for president, no matter how much money you paid me. Man, I don't want to stay as far away from Washington as possible. Anyway, yes, I am on 2 platforms right now, Recon. If I were going to get into government, it wouldn't be president, it would be education. My mom's handle is Mihaela McKellar. Keenan, will you do my mom's handle for Worship Rocks? So, you're 42, Christopher. You know what? Shout out to Adrian. I'm 42 as well. And the one good thing that we have of being in our 40s is we so much more so know who we are. We know who we are. We don't have to be so worried about what everybody else thinks of us, because when we're in our 20s and even through much of our 30s, at least for me, I was so worried about what everyone else thought. And then I thought, well, and you realize that if everyone is feeling that way, then maybe they're too busy worrying what other people are thinking about than thinking about you. So you're probably just fine. Thank you, Adrian. So what do I do with that stress? Yes, God, prayer, giving it over. Just giving it over. There's an expression that I love, which is let go and let God. And again, if you don't like the word God, if that doesn't resonate with you, then let go and let the universe take over. However you want to do it. Thank you, Keenan. Hello, North Carolina. Your brain is getting foggy. Ray, that might mean it's time for a nap. Lois, a lot of adults use my current math books, like Math Doesn't Suck. So I write math books, for those of you who don't know. I've got 4 of them, New York Times bestsellers for middle school and high school math, mostly aimed at girls, but boys use them too, and adults use them. Math Doesn't Suck is the first one. It covers fractions, percents, things like that. And it goes up through there, through high school geometry. And in March 7th, I come out with my new book. It's a young book for little kids for ages like 0 to 5. It's called Goodnight Numbers. It's available for pre-order right now. And if you go to goodnightnumbers.com, you will find how to enter the pre-order promotion, which is only good through the rest of February. Thank you, Brandon. So, Goodnight Numbers, which at some point I'll do a scope where I hold it up and I show you guys everything about it. I've been meaning to do that, but I haven't. No, the contest winners won't be announced, Bobby, until March, until after people have actually ordered their books. And then I'll be sending autographs, stickers to the winners so they can put it in the books that they got. Scorpions? I think so. Yes, it is. This playlist is a playlist that we created on one of these scopes, actually, probably last year at some point. My next movie, I believe, Terry, is going to be out March 18th on Hallmark Channel, called Campfire Kiss, but that's not a totally confirmed air date yet. Patillo, if I were 12, I couldn't be doing this scope right now. I don't want to remain 12 forever, but thank you, I think. I have done a book on geometry proofs, actually, Rico. It's called Girls Get Curves, Geometry Takes Shapes. Just type in Danica McKellar and geometry into Amazon and you'll find it. So, how are we all feeling about big projects, you guys? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Write out small, approachable, doable steps to your goal. Remember that it's like a brick at a time. You're building a cathedral. You're building a cathedral and you do it one brick at a time, and that's okay. That's how it happens. That's the only way it happens. Things don't happen overnight. They really only happen with steadfastness and determination. Let me at him. That's right, Sophia. Let me at him. I got this. All sorts of phrases like that. Whatever you need to do to help keep motivated and be patient with yourself. When things don't go the way you think they're going to, remember that obstacles are part of the process. They are part of it. So that the universe or God or whatever you call it can come in and play a part, because we don't know everything. We can't do it all ourselves. So allow the universe to let it ebb and flow and take the direction it needs to. Just stay focused, keep the faith, and be patient. Most people don't accomplish their goals because they give up too soon. They give up too soon. Now, that doesn't mean you need to work nonstop all the time. Give yourself breaks, but know that you're giving yourself a break, and be mindful about what the next step is going to be after your break. Positive thinking, that's right. All right, guys, so that is what I wanted to talk about today. If there's anything else, any other questions you guys have, what time is it? I have a few more minutes. You can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pocket. I like that, Carl. That is really nice. And breathe, Keith. Absolutely. Keith, you wrote a 2-year and a 5-year plan after your divorce. That is wonderful. That's a really great thing that I should talk about in one of my future scopes, which is because I'm divorced as well. And I remember being given the advice from a good friend of mine, Christy Marsden. She's the yoga instructor's voice on my yoga DVD, Daily Dose of Dharma. I did a yoga DVD about 10 years ago, and it's on Amazon. It's called Daily Dose of Dharma, and the voice that you hear is Christy Marsden. And anyway, she gave me this great idea. So I'm getting distracted by all these really great comments. She gave me some great advice when I was on the brink of my divorce, and I knew it was all over, and I couldn't see my future. She said, well, describe the future that you want, and write a letter to yourself. She said 4 years from now. So write a letter to yourself 4 years from now, describing the life that you have. And it was such a wonderful thing. And I have that life now, which is such a miracle. This is a great motivational song. Yeah, this is Rocky. So thank you guys. Yeah, Rocky. I know. This is the motivational playlist that we put together whenever that was ago. A long time ago. Thank you, Soul 3 Enrichment. Oh, Soul Enrichment. How did I like... Eye the Tiger is on here somewhere. It's not the next song, but it is on the list. So, thank you, Sophia. Thank you guys for watching the DanaCam. You are the D Squad. Thank you for all of your comments. Thank you for all of your shares and your follows. It means so much to me. Remember, Goodnight Numbers is coming out. That's my next book. It comes out March 7th, and it's available for pre-order now. Go to goodnightnumbers.com to see how you can get an autograph for the book that you get. And also, my movie Campfire Kiss should air on a Hallmark Channel on March 18th. We're pretty sure that's going to be the air date. And it's looking really good. I've been seeing some of the rough cut edits, and it's very exciting. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again very soon on the DanaCam. Bye.